Alright, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you right there, just like yours truly right here. Dennis DeYoung was doing an interview yesterday for, I believe it's WKLH radio. Not sure where that's located, but someone sent me the link to the stream of the interview, and it was kind of a holy crap Batman moment because Dennis DeYoung basically says that these guys created two false narratives. Okay? The first narrative that they created was, well, we got to leave Dennis because, you know, he's sick and he can't get on the road. Dennis, that was really too mean of a narrative to keep pushing out there, even though if you watch the VH1 documentary, it sure looks like, and that documentary had to be made these guys had to basically pay VH1 to make that biased, one-sided documentary the way they made it, because it's ridiculous. You know, it's just, it makes Dennis look like this evil guy who won't cooperate, maniacal dictator, all these things that he doesn't seem to be. So Dennis then says, hey, you know, that narrative really didn't work so well. So, you know, the guys then said, well, hey, you know, well, they said Dennis doesn't want to tour. That's another one that's out there, even though Dennis has been touring incessantly, okay? But then they come up with this other narrative where you say to yourself, it's just not true, and you go back to Kilroy and Roboto and all the stuff that happened back then. And Dennis basically says those guys loved Mr. Roboto. They loved what we were doing. They may not have enjoyed the onstage acting so much, but the project itself had their full approval and endorsement at the time, and he was talking about both JY and Tommy. So this is kind of just more of what I've been saying. You know, look, folks, I've been trolled heavily. There must be somebody over in that management team, the current management of Styx, which, by the way, if they're the same guys who were in the VH1 documentary making those ridiculous statements, well, Dennis got the right to be Dennis, and that's it. No, not quite, because if you look at his marquee, if you look at what it says outside the concert, it says Dennis DeYoung featuring the music of Styx, okay, playing the music of Styx. Now, like I say, the same disclaimer should hold true with Styx. They should have a disclaimer that says playing the music of Dennis DeYoung. I know I've said that a few times, but I kind of like twisting it a little bit, twisting the knife in a little bit here, because these guys, apparently, the main reason that they did this to Dennis DeYoung is they get to split the money 2 ways now instead of 3 ways, okay? All the other guys in this band, in the Styx band, they're all hired guns, including Chuck, by the way, the original bass player who makes appearances. Original guy in the group, and he's a hired gun, which means he doesn't get a percentage, the proper percentage that he should be getting, which is just mind-blowing considering what the guy has gone through. I mean, talking about pimping the guy out. Oh, here's our original bass player. Let's wheel him out on stage, and then people will cheer, and it'll be great. No offense to Chuck. It's great that he's out there, but this just seems to me really pathetic and just really underhanded and very lowbrow. And look, Dennis, I think he's pretty much resolved the idea that he's going to carry on the Styx legacy. He made mention that his band is more authentic to the Styx sound than any other band out there, and I tend to agree with that. I don't know if you agree with me at this point. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, you can troll me all you want, then start talking about grunge, because you know how much I like to talk about grunge and how that just, you know, will complete the entire conversation. But the bottom line is these guys are just lying. They're lying. They lied about Roboto and Kilroy. They lied about the whole we're going to tour because Dennis is sick, or Dennis doesn't like to tour, because Dennis has been touring fairly consistently. Yeah, he's not out there, you know, with as many dates as Styx is probably, but who cares? He's out there. He's 71 years old, and he's still kicking butt. And he still sounds great according to every concert review that you read. All right, I'm done. More damage. Sorry, guys. Had to tell the truth. See you soon.